Hello, my dear friends. I hope you're doing well in these very turbulent times. And I hope also that your interest into the public relations, public communications, social media, branding, everything remain the same or even bigger. Again, very nice to meet you. My name is Maxim Behar. I'm the president of the World Communications Forum Association based in Davos, Switzerland, but also I'm deeply involved with ICO, the International Communications Consultancy Organization, which is the largest public relations community covering more than 70 countries all over the world. So, a new modern public relations. Do we know what is this? Do we know what is the difference between what happened in the past and what is happening now? And the difference is huge. Trust me, it's huge. And the most important change, of course, is the ownership of media. The most important change is the appearance of social media, which turned the whole world upside down, or I don't know, on a different angle, depending on where from we're looking to this change. But in public relations business, change is enormous. First of all, everyone is media and everyone is a public figure. In the past, not so far away, by the way, and a lot of you remember, I bet. In the past, who were the public persons? Politicians, the TV anchors, sportsmen, show business. That's it. All they were public figures because they were on the TV, in the newspapers, on the cover of the magazines. Today, everyone is a public person. Today, all of us, we have access to media, and even a taxi driver with a second-hand laptop might be, I think, a more public person than any politician. So first of all is the ownership of media. Everyone owns media, everyone has media, everyone can operate with media. In the near past, there were a couple of points between us and the clients of our clients, because the clients were coming to the public relations companies and knocking on the door and saying, "Oh, Mr. PR expert, good morning, how are you? Do you have a good coffee to serve?" Then we were sitting down and the clients were telling, "We have a good product. Would you please help us to sell our good product to our clients?" And then we were saying to the potential client, "Of course, Mr. Client," and it was so easy, by the way, because we had a couple of tools, a couple of instruments, a couple of approaches to influence who? The media. Because between us and the people who must buy the product of our clients, they were media. We didn't have these tools. So we were starting to organize press conferences, media trips, business lunches, media breakfasts, and then product presentation, and then visit to the factory, and then cocktail party or reception or whatever, then interview with the CEO, and 10 to 15 tools which we had on our desks, in our offices, and it was so easy to operate. Today, the segment, the media chain disappeared. So it's clients, it's us, it's their clients. Because we, the communications experts, we own the media, the clients own media, and we manage their media. So from single consultants, which was our role 10, 12 years ago, now we are much more decision makers, much more opinion makers, much more influencers. We, the public relations experts. And this is so beautiful because with social media, first of all, we can reach whoever we want, our targets. We can reach basically the clients of our clients. We can reach politicians, we can reach people who might be influenced by us, the public relations experts. It had never been before. And from that perspective, the role of PR consultants or PR experts, I think these days is a little bit different because we are something between publishers, reporters, and editors. That's what we do, by the way. 724 in my office of M3 Communications Group in beautiful Bulgaria in Europe. Publishers, editors, reporters. A strange mix of all those three media professions, businesses. Publishers, because we own the media. We own Facebook accounts, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Twitter, we are on TikTok, we are on WeChat, we are on, name it. All of the modern media. And what is the main characteristics of a publisher? The ownership of media. So number one, we are publishers. Number two, we are editors. Because what we do is mainly storytelling. We are telling stories, we are writing texts, we are writing posts, we edit them in a way that people understand it. By the way, I'm opening now a big bracket. My own definition of a modern PR, which was very in detail described in one of my latest books, The Global PR Revolution, available on Amazon. My definition of public relations business is to tell the truth in a way people understand it. And the key word here is the truth. We, the public relations experts, professionals, managers, should emphasize on the transparency, on the integrity, on ethical approach, which is to tell the truth in a way people understand it. And this is the editorial part of what I'm talking about. Because the editors should make the story, or should create the text, or should present the text in a way that people understand it. And number three, reporters. So we were publishers, editors. Number three, reporters. Yes, reporters, because we should tell the news. If we are sharing boring, long, and non-interesting stories, then we are on the losing side. But if we feel deeply inside our souls that we are reporters, that we should create and we should share the news in the most interesting and the most appropriate way, then I think our business has a lot of chances to succeed. So the new role, I think, requires completely new style of management. First of all, because we work from home, all of us. And it's very rare these days, after 1 year of pandemic, COVID-19, of all those lockdowns and lockouts and opening and closing, and don't need to explain you. All of us, we are really crazy of everything which is happening. But on the other hand, we must do our job. And what is more important, clients these days need us much more than before. Be sure. And when the pandemic started in my company, M3 Communications, we started convincing clients that now they need us more than anywhere before. First of all, to communicate with their clients, vendors, partners, stakeholders. Secondly, which even might be the first, to communicate with their teams. In the offices, hundreds of people, tens of people, thousands in some cases, it was much easier. People come to work, you talk to them, you work with them, you deal at conferences, meetings, board meetings, brainstormings. But these days, all of us, we stay in front of a screen and there are Zoom, pictures. A big advantage. You look at those people in their eyes. you look at their eyes, each of them, they're in front of you, which can never happen in a normal world. When you're in the office, it's a crowd of people, 10, 20, 50. It's not possible that you look to all of them. That's the one advantage. The second, I'm not quite sure whether it's advantage or not, but you enter the houses of these people, and people enter your houses. Like you entered right now, my house, my small cabinet, my small office in the house. And you see the difference, you see the decoration, you see what kind of pictures, what kind of paintings they put on their walls, what kind of books they read. So, different world, which has a lot of advantages, but also has disadvantages, which we must understand very well. From that point of view, when everything started, I was thinking a lot, what is changing? How to change my managerial style in a way that people understand and that they must work the same level, with the same creativity, with the same working hours like they used to work when they were in the office. And came into conclusion that it's absolutely necessary that future managers and even leaders, they impose total horizontal way of management. Because big bosses, big generals, they don't have army anymore. They don't have teams anymore. If they act as a big managers without coverage of their professional abilities. So horizontal way of management in the communications business, trust me, is absolutely necessary, because every single consultant, every single team member, even accountant, assistant, executive, director, must understand his or hers own responsibility and to start to work in a way much better than in the office, because now the responsibility is entirely on the personality. The responsibility is entirely on the person who is doing the job sometimes in his kitchen or in a coffee shop or sitting on a sofa, because some of them, they may have desks or tables in their houses, some of them not. So they sit somewhere on the couch and solve a communications crisis or write public relations strategy or plan, or sometimes writing press releases or important things for our clients. And trust, believe to our team members, talking to them that now they are the most important persons of the company. It's not the manager, it's not the leader. The manager is the one who should create this environment. But all those people who are working in public relations business, they also suffer, and they must turn their mind in a way that they should emphasize absolutely on the projects of their clients. They must concentrate and focus on the tasks they should implement. So that's why they must be much more quiet, sure for the future, much more professional, and much more concentrated on their own business. So this is the role of the manager. On the top, in our business, public communications, the changes are so fast that sometimes I say our business is changing in the speed of light. There is a trend since maybe 5 to 10 years, which is developing, and this trend realized absolutely faster speed during the lockdowns and during the pandemics. So really, it's a big merge between the three main elements of the public communications business, and they are advertising, public relations, and digital. So those three elements really are merging very fast into a new business, which in the near future, who knows what will be the name of this new business. But advertising, of course, is doing less and less and less business because the clients are, of course, aiming much less on the traditional advertising, and they put much more emphasis and much more attention to the social media. And on the other hand, the digital business, they operate with social media, and they very often say, we are the masters of social media, we know how to do this, we are number one, we are this and that. But that's not the case. It's us, the PR professionals, the public relations professionals. We are the one to lead the future business, just because this is the business of content, and we are the masters of content. We enlarge our offices with more and more digital stuff, with more and more graphic designer stuff, with more and more developers, in a way that clients come to us and they would like to have one-stop shop. Social media, of course, gives us a lot of advantages. It's out of question. But they have one advantage. They have one element which is totally unbeatable compared to all other media. First time in the history, we have media which is measurable, absolutely measurable. You go to a magazine and you put an advertising of your client, whatever magazine. So you put this advertising somewhere on page number 61 in the middle, and then you go to the publisher and you ask and you say, Mr. Publisher, how many people saw my advertising? And the publisher says, oh, we have 20,000 copies circulation, and then, of course, approximate 5 people can read, or 5 persons read one magazine, because of the offices, in the houses. So 100,000 people can read, or they saw your advertising. It's not true, or it's not proven. How come? But then you put an advertising on Facebook, and you put an advertising in any of the social media, and then you see how many people, where from, what is the age, what are their interests, what is the sex, male, female, whatever. So they are absolutely measurable. And this puts one more advantage to the people like us, public relations consultants who work for home. And most probably in the future, forever, we will work in a hybrid manner. Sometimes in the office, sometimes in the houses, but I bet with you that majority of the consultants would prefer to work from home. More productive, for majority or for many of them, much more quiet, much more or better concentration, better organization of the work. And now with the measurable social media, we can provide to our clients exact picture of what we've done. We can evaluate, and there is an international organization called AMEC, counting and judging the results of the public relations job and public relations efforts, and they know much better than any of us. Then social media is a golden shower, a golden rain to our business, just because we can see the results of what we've done. In my company, M3 Communications, we are using since many, many years a formula called the formula of 3S. And the more social media are influential, the more this formula was proven for our business. And 3S, this is speed, simplicity, self-confidence. Speed, absolutely crucial. You should answer to an emails immediately after you see it. Immediately. Otherwise, the email is totally out. You forgot, you put them somewhere, and not to answer even to a single email is a point of very bad behavior, professional behavior. Speed means also taking quick decisions. These days it's crucial, taking really quick decisions. And simplicity means to have priority. We are overloaded with thousands of emails, with knowledge, with news, with information, with friendships, with profile postings, with tweets, with LinkedIn messages or whatever. So each of us must have really priority of what we are doing today, in the morning, and then in the afternoon, and then tomorrow. So we are very focused on the priorities. And the third S, self-confidence. Even maybe it's number one. I don't know a single person in my business, public relations, and I'm in this business quarter of a century, even more, to make success, not being self-confident, not being sure that he or she will succeed. And the only requirement for this, but very serious requirement, is to change ourselves every day, to learn good things, to know the right things, and to change, sometimes with the speed of light. Thank you very much. I'm Maxim Behar. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me just on the internet. If you want that we continue this discussion, let me know, ask me questions. I promise I'll come back to you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and most important in your business, my dear friends, stay happy. Thank you.